Good morning students, I am Shomajit sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic crop variety improvement and crop protection management. This is from the chapter improvement in food resources. So this was the second lecture. So without any delay, let's start with the topic. So let's start. Topic crop variety improvement and crop production management. We'll see what are the different food that are being produced genetically. Clear? We are enhancing the quality of food. So you can see the first slide, very interesting slide I have made, and it is very colorful so that the studies become interesting. So topic is crop variety improvement and crop production management. So you can see some common GM foods are there. GM means genetically modified food, or we can also call it as genetically modified organisms. So GMO. Clear? These are also called GMO crops, that is genetically modified organisms, so genetically modified crops. So you can see maize are there, flies there, canola is the golden rice, cotton, soybean, potato and tomatoes. We'll see in detail. Now under improvement in crop yield, first how will improve? Will improve in three stages. Clear? The main approaches implemented to enhance the crop yield are as follows. Number one is crop variety improvement, will improve the variety of the plant. Second, crop production management, that means the crop that is being produced has to be managed properly. Clear? And the nutrient management, the nutrient that will supply, that means macro and micronutrient will supply. We'll see that in detail in the next slide. Now see, under crop variety improvement, how we can improve the variety, like improved quality of products, like abiotic resistance, like drought, salinity, heat, cold, this will be checked, as well as it is mainly done to achieve the following targets. What are the targets? Higher yield of the crops by adopting technologies like crossbreeding and hybridization. Clear? In crop variety improvement, this technique involves the production of improved variety to obtain better food qualities. Clear? So under crop variety improvement, we improve the variety of crops in order to obtain good qualities. Clear? Here we'll focus on quality and quantity of foods that we get from crops. Which crops? Economically important crops. Clear? So what are the following targets? First is the high yield, then improved quality, then biotic resistance. And abiotic resistance, like diseases and insects should be eliminated. Then decrease in maturity duration, that means if the crop is having crop is taking a larger time in maturation, so more fertilization and more time is wasted, isn't it? So they will select plant those who have lesser time of maturation, as well as desirable agronomic traits like height, branching leaves. As a result of increased production has to be taken. Now what is hybridization? See, hybridization refers to the crossing between genetically dissimilar plants. Clear? Next, what is intervarietal hybridization? It is a cross between two same species but of different varieties. Intervarietal means different varieties, cross between a different variety but of same species. Interspecific hybridization means cross between different species but of same genre. Clear? Genre means genus. And what is intergeneric hybridization? It is a cross between two different genera belonging to the. Understood? What is intergeneric hybridization? It is a cross between two intergeneric hybridization belonging to different genre. Cross between different genre. Now what are GMO crops or genetically modified crops? A desirable gene when added to the genome of a crop, we get genetically modified crops. Example, BT cotton is there, BT brinjal is there, golden rice is there. Clear? We'll see the example. See, these are the common examples of GMO crop. Maize. Clear? Golden rice, afla, BT toxin, soybean, potato, tomatoes. These are also certain examples. You can see very interesting diagrams I've given. Corn, rice, tomatoes, rapeseed, honey, cotton, soybean, sugarcane. Clear? Potato, cattle, papaya, squash, canola. Very interesting diagram I have given. These are also GMO crops. You can see nicely. Clear? Next, what is crop production improvement? That means the crop that is being produced will be improved. Like so what is this? it is a process in which it involves different practices carried out by the farmers to achieve higher standard crops production. Main practices involved here are like a nutrient management, irrigation, cropping patterns, clear. So we'll see one by one. Like under nutrient management, like other organisms, plants also require some elements for their growth. The elements are called nutrients, clear. There are total 16 nutrients which are essential for plant. The nutrients can be divided into two categories. One is macronutrient, another is micronutrient. What is macronutrient? Macronutrients are those nutrients that are required by the plant in larger amount, clear. And what are micronutrients? Micronutrients are those nutrients that are required by the plant in smaller amount. So these nutrients are supplied by the plant by air, water and soil. So these macro and micronutrients will be supplied by the plant through water, air or soil. We'll see this one by one. We'll see the examples also. These nutrients are supplied to the plant by air, water and soil. Like from air we get carbon dioxide, means plants get, clear. From air plants get carbon dioxide and oxygen, or we can say it as carbon and oxygen, clear. Will not take the oxide form. So from air plant is getting carbon and oxygen, from water it is getting hydrogen and oxygen, and from soil they are getting both many nutrients like macro and micronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium and sulfur. These are macronutrients. And micronutrients like iron, manganese, boron, zinc, copper, molybdenum and chlorine. You'll have to memorize it, clear. So these are differences between macro and micronutrients. You go through it, clear. Like I've said of different functions, like function of macronutrients is they have a role in forming carbon compounds and energy storage reaction. And under functions of micronutrient, like it acts as a cofactor for enzymes and help in electron transferring. So you go through this. I have given very nice comparison. Now what is manure? Clear. To meet the requirement of the plant nutrient and essential organic matter in the soil, manures and fertilizers are added to the soil, clear. Now what is a manure? Is a kind of natural fertilizer formed from the decomposition of animal excreta and plant waste. So manure is obtained from animal excreta and plant waste. It mainly contains organic matter and some nutrients in smaller amount. It helps in improving the soil structure by increasing the water holding capacity of the soil, clear. So these are the different types of manure: farmyard manure, compost, vermicompost and green manure. You go through it. These are the definitions I have given. Like what is a compost? It is a mixture of decomposed organic matter derived from garbage, sewage, vegetable waste, clear. The mixture is decomposed in pit and this is known as compost. Now what is vermicompost? The degradation of organic matter through the consumption by earthworm is called vermicompost. Earthworm is used as vermicomposting, clear. You'll study the definitions. You'll write down in a copy. So these are the examples of manure. See, organic deshi cow dung manure, and next is goat manure compost. So these are organic manures. Now what is fertilizer? Clear. Fertilizer chemical manufactured in the factories and are highly rich in nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. They provide large number of nutrients and thus ensure better growth of the plant. Excessive use of fertilizer for a long period of time can damage the soil fertility. So different types of fertilizer are there: straight, mixed, complete, incomplete, organic, inorganic, soluble, insoluble. Now these are the advantage and disadvantage of fertilizer. You go through it, clear. Like sources, advantages of fertilizer are like sources many essential animals, recycling of material can be seen, and disadvantages like expenses are there, clear. Low concentration of nutrient, large application. So go through it. So these are the difference between manure and fertilizer. You go through it, clear. I have given very nicely. Manure is cheap, clear. Fertilizer is costly, clear. Fertilizer can be transferred from one place to another place easily, but manure is not easily transported, clear. You go through it. There's one more differences I've given. You just go through it. So these are the example of fertilizer. See, NPK protects. NPK means nitrogen, potassium and nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. N for nitrogen, P for phosphorus and K for potassium. These are also liquid fertilizer, clear. Those fertilizers that are in liquid form like anhydrous ammonia, clear. These are 5 best organic fertilizers. You can see cow dung, compost, decomposed leaf, clear. You see this animal manure. This is one more fertilizer I have given shown. Now, what is irrigation? See, what is irrigation? Is a process of supplying water to crop plants through human efforts by means of canals, wells, reservoir, tube well, etc. is known as irrigation. Clear? So, most agriculture in India is dependent on timely, like monsoon, clear, and sufficient rainfall spreads through the most of the growing season. However, the extra water required by the crops is met through irrigation. Now, what are the sources of irrigation? Like well, canal system, river lift system, rainwater harvesting, and watershed management. Clear? So, well, canal, clear. What is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting is collecting of water or recycling of water from the rainwater. Clear? Like in hilly areas, they don't have sufficient water, so they store the rainwater in a tank on the rooftops. Clear? Later on, it will be used in washing clothes, dishes, and unnecessary activities, except liquid. Clear? Few areas they boil and drink also in severe crisis of water. One more is the watershed management, like small check dams are built up in watershed areas to increase percolation of water into the ground to reduce flow of rainwater to prevent soil erosion. Clear? You'll study this. You'll write that all the definitions. Now, student, these are the homework questions. You'll first question is, what are the desirable agronomic characteristics for crop improvement? Differentiate between macro and micronutrients with at least 4 points. List examples of macro and micronutrients of plants. Differentiate between compost and vermicompost. Define the following like hybridization, intervarietal hybridization, interspecific hybridization, intergeneric hybridization. All have been given through this lecture in the notes. Clear? So no problem should be there. Thank you, students. This was all about the entire video lecture. Here I've discussed about crop variety improvement and crop protection management. This is from the chapter Improvement in Food Resources. Hope you all have understood it. So stay at home, stay safe. I'm Shumji sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class.